Hello, I'm Transformers fan G138.
And hello, I am SoraCloud4455.
And this is our collaborative video review on Bionicle 2008 toy line Toa Ignika. His name is Ignika because of the Mask of Life he wears. And if anybody has followed the story, you would know that the user of the Mask of Light can use it for approximately 5 seconds before they're vaporized. So how on earth is this guy able to use it? Well, the answer is in the actual story itself. Matoro, guy from the 2007 and 2006 and 2007 years of Bionicle, one of my favorite Matoran from the original series, ended up becoming a Toa, and he ended up using the Mask of Light. Confusing it with the Mask of Light. The Mask of Life to save his friends, transport them back to the surface, and rearrange their lungs so they could breathe again. And then he transported the mask to Cardanui, where he knew the Toa Nuva, the original 6 Toa, were going to need to use it. And then he was vaporized. Well, also, then the mask is sitting there in the swamp, and then it develops a conscience and says, I am really sad for all those people who tried to use me and got killed. These guys are going to need to use me to resurrect Motunui. How do we do that?
Build a body.
And he's like, I'm the Mask of Life. I can just create a body for myself.
Exactly.
So, literally, a body forms out of the seaweed around him, which is actually part of a swamp, so I have no idea why there's seaweed there. There shouldn't be seaweed. There should be, like, cattails and stuff, right? But, minor details aside, he ended up creating this body for himself, as well as this really awesome airboard. Yeah! It really is kind of awesome. Just, wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
So, the overall dynamics of him are pretty sweet. He's yellow, which I usually hate yellow.
I always hate yellow, too.
And, the only thing I like that is yellow is, honestly, Transformers Hotshot. But that's probably because the original version of him was the first Transformer I ever bought. Well, knock that off the table there. So, this guy has the Mask of Life, and you might recognize it as silver instead of gold, and scratch your head. Why is that, SoraCloud?
I don't really know.
Again, according to the story, the mask counts down to the destruction of the universe as long as Motunui is sleeping.
Woohoo!
Yeah, right? Woo! So, as soon as the mask turns black, or after the mask turns black, the universe will literally shut down and everything will die.
Death. Yay.
Simply because the mask will absorb all life and eliminate it. Don't know really why, but whatever.
For fun.
And nobody really knows if that word universe pertains to Motunui's body, Aqua Magna, the planet Motunui's body crashed on, or the entire universe. We just don't know. It's just not answered. Which is kind of sad. So, that would be the story behind this guy. So, let's get into the actual character and toy now. He has trouble speaking and often messes things up. And I believe in the comic book he spoke in dots and dashes. And everybody scratched their head and shrugged and said, well, he's helping us fight off the Makuta. Let's keep him.
I wonder how you sound out dots and dashes.
You don't really. It's meant because he never learned to talk. But yet he can think very highly.
Pretty odd.
Yes. So this is the only Toa that's able to actually use the mask. And even use the mask is not even the correct word. He can't actually use the power of it. He's kind of just wearing it. allowing him to zoom around and help the others fight. He does end up using it, using himself really, because he is the mask. So I imagine if he took off the mask, he would die.
Would make sense.
Yeah, it would. But that's just speculation. The mask was then used in the story to resurrect Motunui, and then it turned back to gold. And Pterodax, you want to hand me the gold version of the mask off Motunui there? Pterodax then replaced Motunui's mind with his own mind, and shoved Motunui's mind in the mask as it turned back to gold. So now the consciousness of the mask got rewritten by Motunui. Boom! Crashes on Bara Magna and creates a new body for itself, and this time it's Motunui.
Hooray.
Who then sacrifices himself yet again to use the Mask of Life to power another body to fight Pterodax.
Oh.
Which that ends up killing both of them.
Hooray.
And then nobody really knows what happened next because they kind of just ended the story.
Oh.
Because Bionicle was cancelled.
Hooray. I mean, oh.
Yeah. So now, like I promised, we'll talk about the figure. After 6 minutes of that. Lecturing. Yes. So I'll go ahead and take the guy off the airboard here for a minute. Push that to the side. He's actually got a lot of mobility. He's got ball and socket joints everywhere, like I normally say.
And like I said once.
He's got really good range of motion here. These spikes on his shoulders get in the way a little bit, but not as nearly as these do. You can't go any further than that. Can go all the way around, you know. And unlike the others, these joints are nice and tight for some reason. I don't know if it's the color or the plastic they use, but it's really nice. He came with this nice sword, which is the same sword that Mutran, the whatever, one of the Makuta came with. He came with a spear and a sword. Ended up giving that sword, though, to Kopaka. Woohoo! Best figure ever. With a sword, of course. So, yeah, he's got that. He's got one of the light blasters that fire...
Mercury bullets and not light.
Yeah, they look like mercury instead of light, but it works. I mean, it still shoots, which is kind of a big deal for kids. Kids like things that shoot.
This is fun, yay! Things that shoot.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is why, for the longest time, Hasbro actually forced Transformer weapons to have missile launchers in them.
Of course, because nothing's better than plastic launching from a spring at high speeds at your friend's eye.
Ow, my eye!
Ha ha ha, I have destroyed you, evil Megatron, by stabbing your eye.
Okay, in all seriousness, the colors of this guy, like we mentioned before, are yellow, which neither of us particularly like the color, and black, which it works, but, and then accents in silver, which isn't bad, it works, but, you know, any complaints about the colors? I mean, I honestly think the yellow works in this case. It's one of the rare cases it works.
Yeah, well, if he didn't have the silver, he'd look like a bee. Then maybe I could complain, but...
Now I can actually see that, so thank you.
With the silver accents, he's like an armored bee, so sounds kind of cooler.
Actually sounds like a Pokemon.
It's like a Durant, but a bee. Just imagine that, you guys. A Durant, but a bee.
Okay, so, going on that, I've looked into modifying these so these could come off as like daggers, but I've never gotten around to it. I'm sure you could do it. I highly recommend this figure based on the actual Toa portion of him. Would you say so yourself?
Yeah.
I think he was worth like the 20, 25, 30 bucks I paid for him. I honestly don't remember what I paid for him at this point, but he was really, really good. I like him. My neighbors actually got him to love him as well. Completely worth it. The only downside is he has smaller feet than the rest of the Bionicle, which leads to a little bit more destabilization, so he takes a little bit more work to balance. If I move the camera down a little bit, you can see it better. Yeah, see. You want to balance him? Like Kopaka and Tahu and all the rest are really easy because they got wider feet, but these feet were actually used in every one of the Metro Nui Toa. So, my finger, my camera, my table.
Okay.
Now you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, okay. No, I was quite aware.
So, yeah, I really did like the mask. I really wanted the gold version of the mask, but I was willing to say, you know what? I appreciate the story, why it's silver. And for some bizarre reason, Lego only likes to release certain things in gold plastic. I don't know why, but
they're German. They're cheap. Come on.
Yeah, I really like the gold plastic. It's really nice. You saw the mask earlier. That's why I bought Motunui. I bought Motunui because he's Motunui, and he actually had a mask. The Glatorian version of him actually came with the Mask of Life as well, but it was helmet style, and it really looked bad. I wanted the actual mask, so I bought the big one. And that, including, he came with a sword.
Of course, the sword is cool.
So, the actual jet-powered surfboard here has wings that fold out, so you can fly. Whee! The overall board is pretty awesome design. I mean, it's designed so it can sit flat, you can display it with the guy sitting on top, and, I mean, he's got some awesome weapons up here. Like, I would love to, like, take these and make new Toa and stuff out of them, but I really like the figure, so I wish I could pick a second one up, but a little late for that. They don't quite sell them anymore. If you know where you can buy one of these and, like, the entire set and complete, definitely recommend getting him if you don't already have him. Correct?
Yeah, correct. Of course.
Like, you know, you'd buy him if you found him at a yard sale, right?
Oh, of course I'd buy him. I'd buy any Bionicle that I saw at the yard sale.
Awesome. Gotta go yard selling this summer then. I'm looking for Junker Transformers for customizations. Trying to get into a little more of the kit bash stuff. But as far as this goes, he clips right on to the jet powered surfboard via these simple plugs that every Bionicle has on their bottom of their feet. So you can legitimately plug almost every Bionicle you can think of on this skyboard. So this is him in his skyboard form. It's pretty awesome. He looks amazing as usual. Anything else you want to mention?
I do not. I never have anything else to mention.
Okay, then I think that concludes our video review. Not forgetting articulation this time.
Good.
So, yep, that's that. That concludes our video review. Thanks for watching. We will, if you have any comments or concerns or questions, feel free to post a question down below.
Down there.
In the comment boxes. Yep, we'll get back to you. And this is the... Oh, and just one little thing here. His name is Toa Ignika because that's the actual name of the mask. The mask is the Mask of Life. The Ignika, the Mask of Life. So that's the name if you're wondering where his name came from.
Yep.
And that concludes our video review of the Toa Ignika. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.